Oh, you are not ready for this mess because Meghan Markle has officially hit rock bottom and Netflix just hammered the final nail in her glittery little PR coffin. You'd think after all the lukewarm reactions and endless criticism from season 1 of her show, she might have stopped, taken a breath and thought, okay, let's try to fix this. But no, Meghan barreled straight ahead, completely ignoring the noise, serving up something so outdated and so embarrassingly out of touch, people are honestly cringing. So let's talk about this disaster. Love, Meghan Part 2, yes, a sequel nobody actually asked for, landed with such a loud, embarrassing thud that even Netflix is pretending it never happened. I mean, honestly, it's almost comical at this point. Instead of turning things around, Meghan somehow made everything worse. And wait till you hear how she planned this drop, because it's even messier than the show itself. Meghan didn't just drop her new Netflix episode. Oh no, she decided to go full chaos mode. On the exact same day, she unleashed not 1, not 2, but 3 big announcements. New Netflix episodes, a fresh batch of her as ever products, and a glossy Bloomberg interview. Yes, all crammed into a single news cycle. And why would she do this? Well, insiders say it's because she wanted to flood the headlines to hide the backlash. Basically, if she dropped everything at once, the negativity wouldn't dominate. But here's the thing. People are not dumb. Audiences saw right through it. Reviews rolled in anyway, and they were brutal. The preview itself was enough to tell the whole story. We're talking a jaw-dropping 91% dislike ratio, thousands of sarcastic cutting comments flooded in, completely drowning out the measly likes. Netflix tried to spin it, marketing the show as if fans were dying for Meghan's return, but come on. This was like trying to sell stale, leftover birthday cake as a Michelin star dessert. Nobody was buying it. And the editing? Don't even get me started. It looked like the poor editors were locked in a dark room, sweating bullets, desperately trying to cobble together something that at least resembled a show. The trailer was a chaotic patchwork quilt of awkward pauses, chopped up phrases, and filler shots that screamed, "Help, we have no content!" Voiceovers were slapped on scenes that didn't even need them. Cuts were so jarring, they felt like horror movie jump scares. And by the end, you're just sitting there wondering, what on earth did they even spend the budget on? Now here's where it gets worse. The whole show was filmed in one go, in the summer of 2024. Yep, both parts all at once. Instead of doing the smart thing, filming season 1, releasing it, learning from the feedback, and then evolving the show, Meghan treated it like a bulk content dump. So now we're stuck with a year-old storyline, stale footage, and zero relevance. You can practically smell the dust coming off the screen, and yet, Meghan still tries to pass it off as fresh. Please. At one point in the trailer, she chirps, "I'm so glad you're here to teach me," in the most artificial, rehearsed tone. It's so performative, it practically confirms the show's biggest weakness. It isn't authentic. Not the set, not the dialogue, not even the chemistry with the guests. It's a show pretending to be something it's not, and the audience knows it. Speaking of guests, oh honey, the lineup is just sad. Most successful lifestyle shows lean on big personalities, charismatic household names, people you actually want to watch. But Meghan? She drags out a random makeup artist, a childhood friend, and a few industry insiders that barely register. Honestly, it feels like she scrolled through her contact list and thought, yeah, you'll do. This wasn't charming or personal, it was filler. And then, get this, she brings in Chrissy Teigen. Yes, Chrissy, who lost major brand deals after being exposed for her nasty online behavior. And yet, here she is, sitting pretty at Meghan's feel-good table. Do you realize how hypocritical that looks? Meghan and Harry have spent years preaching about online safety, bullying, and digital kindness. And then, Meghan goes and gives a platform to one of the internet's most infamous bullies. It's not just ironic, it's tone-deaf and frankly desperate. It screams clout chasing. This is Meghan's problem in a nutshell. She wants to be taken seriously as a changemaker, but at the same time, she's obsessed with this curated, picture-perfect aesthetic. And when you try to play both sides, you end up collapsing under the weight of your own contradictions. That's exactly what happened here. The show doesn't know what it wants to be. Is it wholesome homemaker content? A soft PR campaign? A lifestyle empire disguised as TV? It clumsily tries to be all three and ends up being nothing. And the pacing? Oh Lord, the pacing! These episodes drag like wet laundry. The conversations feel scripted, like they were written to hit invisible beats on a checklist. There's no spark, no natural back and forth. Meghan is not a natural host, and it shows in every stiff, overpolished sentence. Even when she talks about food, supposedly the heart of the show, it lacks warmth. She's constantly trying to sound profound and poetic, but it just comes across like she's playing a role, not living it. And where's Prince Harry in all this? Nowhere to be seen. Sure, his name gets tossed around, but his actual presence? Zero. Which wouldn't matter if this show wasn't supposed to be a slice of their shared home life, but you can't sell the image of domestic bliss while leaving out half the household. People noticed. Critics noticed. It's like buying a couple's cookbook and realizing only one person ever steps foot in the kitchen. Now here's where it gets really embarrassing. Meghan didn't just flop with the show itself. The whole empire she tried to build around it collapsed right along with it. The release was hyped as some kind of cultural event, but But when the dust settled, it was nothing but crickets. Shelves stayed stocked. Products sat untouched. Viewers tuned out. Her As Ever lifestyle collection, which she desperately tied to the show's launch, was supposed to scream elegance, authenticity, and sophistication. But in reality, it was another case of Meghan misreading the room. No sold-out banners, no frenzy, no excitement, just quiet shelves and a quieter audience. She even bragged in her Bloomberg interview that they had scaled their inventory because of high demand. But all that did was confirm how out of touch she was. People weren't lining up to buy. They were tuning in to mock. She mistook curiosity for momentum, and that mistake cost her dearly. And let's not forget the wine rollout. Meghan's camp rushed to celebrate selling 10,000 bottles in a single day. Sounds impressive, right? Wrong. That's barely 800 cases. In the world of wine, that's pocket change. Boutique wineries without Netflix-level PR machines sell tens of thousands of cases a year. Meghan, with all the hype, couldn't even move more than a starter batch. That's not just disappointing, it's humiliating. The worst part? This wasn't inevitable. Meghan had options. She could have waited, listened to the criticism from part one, evolved, made changes, and come back stronger. But no, she doubled down on the exact same formula, convinced that audiences just didn't get it the first time. Well, they got it, Meghan. They got it loud and clear. They were bored then, and now they're even more bored. Instead of a triumphant return, this second drop feels like content being shoved out the door because there was nothing else left. There's no joy behind it, no evolution, no authenticity. Just another glossy package trying to cover up a hollow core. And critics? Oh, they did not hold back. The Guardian shredded it, calling it painfully contrived. The Telegraph dismissed it as only marginally less bad than season 1. And the Times set it straight. It felt like a series in search of meaning. Brutal, yes, but accurate. Because honestly, what is this show supposed to be? Recipes, storytelling, brand promotion, image rehab? It tries to do everything and ends up doing nothing well. Here's the final dagger though, the packaging. Meghan has always pitched herself as the queen of authenticity, inviting viewers into her world, showing her real life. But this wasn't her home. That wasn't her food. The vibe wasn't natural. It was staged from start to finish. Performance dressed up as sincerity. And audiences smelled the fake from a mile away. People don't want perfection, they want honesty. Instead, they got a carefully staged fantasy allergic to criticism and completely tone-deaf to what viewers actually crave. And beneath all this glittery mess, there's a darker undertone, a sense that this isn't about lifestyle anymore. It's about survival. Meghan isn't just trying to share her passions, she's trying to prove something to herself, to the public, to the industry. Maybe that she's still relevant, maybe that she can stand alone without the crown. But when every move feels calculated, when every guest feels like a PR chess piece, that message gets lost. And here's the real kicker. People aren't even rooting against her anymore. They're just indifferent. That's the worst fate any celebrity can face. Hate? You can work with hate. Controversy? That keeps you in the headlines. But indifference? That's deadly. And judging by the deafening silence around this latest release, Meghan is closer to that edge than she realizes. It's tragic in a way. She wanted this to be her empire, her Gwyneth Paltrow Goop moment, her Martha Stewart-style reinvention, but instead it's become her cautionary tale. A reminder that you can spend millions on PR, flood the news cycle, drag out your celebrity contacts, and still fail if the product isn't authentic. Because at the end of the day, audiences are sharp. They know when something's real and when it's manufactured. Meghan promised intimacy, but gave them performance. She promised authenticity, but delivered packaging. She promised growth, but repeated mistakes. And for that, Netflix slammed the door shut. This isn't just a flop, it's a warning sign. When people stop caring enough to even laugh, when the backlash turns into silence, that's when the story's over. And for Meghan Markle, the silence surrounding this latest disaster might be the loudest sound of all. So yes, Netflix dropped her embarrassing show, critics ripped it apart, her products tanked, her PR strategy backfired, and the audience has officially tuned out. Meghan Markle, once the darling of reinvention, is now the face of overhype and underdelivery. Rock bottom has never looked so polished.